It was a game that changed cricket forever. A game that defied all odds, leaving the world in awe. This is the story of one of the most miraculous moments in cricket, the miracle at Eden Gardens. The date was March 25, 2001. India was facing Australia in the second test of the Border-Gavaskar Trophy. Australia, led by Steve Waugh, were the dominant force in world cricket. Riding a 16-match unbeaten streak, they had crushed India in the first test and carried that momentum into Eden Gardens.
4 four-day tests as well. That's it. Australia have won 16 test matches in a row.
The Aussies came out roaring and piled on 445 runs in the first innings, with Steve Waugh and Matthew Hayden leading the charge.
Who bowls well to left-handers. He's troubled Syed Anwar.
Steve Waugh out LBW for 110, his 25th test century, of which 23 have been scored in the first innings.
India's reply? Disastrous. They were bundled out for just 171, with Glenn McGrath and Shane Warne wreaking havoc on the fragile Indian batting lineup.
Caught at second slip. A comfortable catch there for Ricky Ponting. Taken at second slip. Ricky Ponting gets another...
That's out. Or was it on the arm? I think...
India were forced to follow on, trailing by a mammoth 274 runs. No team had ever won a test match after following on in the modern era. But what happened next would go down in history as one of the greatest comebacks in the game. India needed a miracle, and that miracle came in the form of two men, VVS Laxman and Rahul Dravid. On day 4, with the series slipping away, Laxman was promoted to number 3 and partnered with Dravid. What followed was a masterclass in resilience, technique, and mental toughness. Laxman played with sublime elegance, piercing the gaps with his signature wristy flicks, while Dravid dug in, playing a wall-like role at the other end. Slowly but surely, they clawed India back into the contest. By the end of the day, India had not only avoided an innings defeat, but had also built a substantial lead. Laxman broke multiple records, including the highest score by an Indian in Test cricket, finishing with a breathtaking 281, while Dravid contributed a gritty 180. Together, they had stitched an unforgettable 376-run partnership. The duo's heroics gave India a lead of 383, and the task for Australia, once invincible, now seemed mountainous. The final day at Eden Gardens began with India declaring at 657-7, leaving the Aussies 384 to win. But there was a twist in the tale. India had just one day to bowl Australia out. The pressure was immense. It was then that a young off-spinner named Harbhajan Singh rose to the occasion. Harbhajan had already etched his name into history by becoming the first Indian to take a test hat-trick in the first innings. But he wasn't done. Bowling with flight, guile, and aggression, Harbhajan dismantled the Australian lineup. Wickets started tumbling like dominoes. With Australia reeling, the atmosphere at Eden Gardens was electric. The crowd, sensing something special, roared with every ball. Even though Steve Waugh and his men fought valiantly, the pressure mounted, and India, led by Harbhajan's magic, bowled them out for just 212.
He's given him. Umpire Bansal's given him. That's the end of the test match. India have won. India have won in dramatic style.
India had done the impossible. They had won by 171 runs, a victory that seemed unthinkable just days earlier. The miracle at Eden Gardens was complete. Laxman's 281, Dravid's resilience, and Harbhajan's spin wizardry etched their names into cricketing folklore. Australia's 16-match winning streak was snapped, and the Border-Gavaskar Trophy had turned into one of the greatest rivalries in cricket.